We are sitting down with head women's volleyball coach Aline Scott. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, 8 straight 20-win seasons have been in the books for Hiram College. This year is going to be a little bit different as far as the outlook of the team, being that a lot of new faces.
Right.
So it's something that, at least on paper, what it looks like is one of the deepest classes that you've brought in as head coach. And going into your 3rd season, talk about what that class is going to bring to the table and how you plan to replace the minutes that you lost from last season.
Well, it has been a long recruiting season to try to replace some key starters from last year and the previous year. We've lost 9 starters over the last 2 years, so that's a large number. And I think the class that I brought in this year, though, is going to step right in. So I'm excited to see how they fill those holes. And I'm just thankful to have all of them together and working hard and competing hard for those spots.
So you named your captains last week. One of those captains is senior Grace Wilson.
Yes.
On the outside. Talk a little bit about what she brings to the table and what you expect out of her leadership in 2017.
Consistency. That's what she brings. She comes in and works hard every day. She's very consistent for me offensively. And I just think she brings a steadiness to the team that we need. So she's going to be key for us offensively because she gets her numbers often, and she's been good over the last couple of years.
So along with Wilson, talk about who else you have bringing in and who else is returning on the outsides or the opposite sides.
Outsides. Yes. So on the outside, we have a lot of newbies. We have Jaya Martin coming from Atlanta, Georgia. And we have Madison returning from last year. Madison was not a true outside. She's a right side turned outside. We have Kayla Cole out of Louisville, Ohio. And Kiara Franks, who plays left and middle for me. So she's going to be seeing time on both positions.
You mentioned Franks. You know, she comes from a pretty storied program as far as Clevelandville Angela St. Joseph is concerned, and I believe she was part of 2 Final Four teams in the state of Ohio. Talk about what that experience is going to bring to the table, and it seems like she's kind of, how do you put it, wise beyond her years when it comes to the volleyball floor. You know, talk about what she's going to bring to the table for you.
She is. She's a tremendous athlete. Just physically speaking, she is easy off the floor. She jumps really well. She's very powerful, and she has been part of championship programs. So she understands what it takes to be part of winning programs in high school and club. So she's done the training. She's been there. She knows what it takes. And for a freshman to come in with that kind of experience already, when we have such a young team, it is really key for us.
So let's change paces a little bit. Talk about the middles that you're bringing in. One player in particular that fans might notice right away will be Destiny Harris, who's probably about 6'2", 6'3". So talk about what she brings to the table and who else you have coming in the middle.
Okay, so yes, Destiny is definitely a big body. She's 6'3". There's no losing her on the floor. She's a big kid, and again, she works very hard. She played for a very good club program, high level, played open level for her 18th year, and she's actually hasn't been playing volleyball that long, so I know her ceiling is really, really high. She's going to have to work hard to pick up the pace, because the pace is going to be the biggest thing for her. But other than that, I mean, offensively, she's a big weapon for us. And then we have Jess Fontana returning, a starter from last year, and Jess is just solid. She was solid for us last year. She was, I think, 3rd on the team in kills and attempts and so forth. And I'm actually thinking that she's going to be 1st or 2nd this year. She's been so good connecting with our setters, and I feel pretty good about what she's going to be able to do. And then finally, Kiara, who also plays outside, is going to be seeing some time in the middle.
So let's move to the back row. Let's talk a little bit about your defensive specialists who you have coming in and replacing Megan Schaefer.
Right.
You know, is it going to be kind of defense by committee? Is there certain people that you've got playing libero and defensive specialist, or what are you going to bring to the table with that?
You know, liberos and setters have been the closest race, really, to try to figure out who is going to fill that gap. And I have 3 solid candidates in the back row, in Amber returning, Amber Ricketts, Lindsay Stahl coming from Indiana, and Nikia Shady, who played with Kiara in her high school team, so she's also been a part of a really good program. And you come in thinking that you know what's going to happen, and they have surprised me this preseason, and it's like a day-by-day thing right now. Who has the edge? One is a little bit better at this, one is a little bit better at that. So we've been trying to figure it out, and I think this upcoming weekend will help us try to solidify that position.
So let's change gears again and talk about the setter position. When replacing Claire Meyer, it seems like you've got three potential setters here for this team when you talk about Riley Brown, Lindsay Walker, and Captain Holly Hoffman. Talk about what they all bring to the table and what you expect out of the setter position.
Okay. A lot of talent in this position. I'm very excited. Holly has a little bit more experience. Comes from a junior college program where she was the main setter, and she was also the leader in kills and digs. So she's done it all. Very defensive-minded setter, which you don't see very much. Setters are usually just thinking about who am I going to give the ball to, but she plays incredible defense. And she's a leader. She's a natural leader. She's a coach almost. She's a coach on the floor. So her leadership skills are just outstanding, and I know it's going to help us. Regardless of whether she's setting, playing defense, or on the bench, she's just great all around. Lindsay Walker is super athletic. Great brain, high volleyball IQ. Her mom was her coach, so they talked volleyball at home, at school, at club. She's a volleyball-minded kid, very precise, and that's sort of the expectation in the setting position. Riley is another great athlete, and Riley has not been trained as a setter for a long time, and in the 10 days we've been working together, she's made huge strides because she's just a great athlete and she's catching up. So
that was Head Coach Aline Scott of the women's volleyball program. And thank you so much for watching the season previews here on the Hiram College Network. Just a reminder that the women will open in Marietta, Ohio at the River City Classic against Mount St. Joe's in Marietta on Friday, while also playing West Virginia Tech and Transylvania on Saturday. I do have a good memory. Thank you very much. The Terriers will also open their home schedule on Tuesday against Muskingum University. That is a 7 o'clock start in Price Gymnasium. And you can also catch that right here on the Hiram College Network. That'll be our first official volleyball broadcast. So once again, thank you to Coach Scott. Thank you for watching. And until next time, go Terriers.